Joining us now in the studio is a lecturer at the Redeems University, Mr. Femi Adegbulu. Many thanks for joining us.
It's my pleasure to be here again. Thank you.
Now, everyday Boko Haram killings have continued to escalate, and it looks like the insurgents are beginning to have a free reign. Now, it seems we're getting comfortable with the killings, aren't we?
Well, not really. I've said in many fora that except there is a stiff political will to actually deal decisively with this insurgency, we are going nowhere. Because as it is now, it's not as if our military guys are not competent. It's not as if they don't have the wherewithal to actually stem this ugly tide. But there seems to be no political will to actually deal decisively with them and stamp out this. Now, since 9/11, for instance, we've not had any major attack on American soil. It's not as if this were the insurgents are not making efforts. They are making attempts. But you see, they are all intelligent gathering, and the capabilities actually is outweighing the enemy's capabilities. And that's just the issue. It's not as if they're not making attempt. And here it's not as if our army, or let's say the military, for instance, do not have what it takes to actually deal decisively with them. But I stand to be corrected. There is no political will. Because the average, okay, it takes an average of 5 to 10 minutes, okay? That's response time, between the time a crime is committed and when the law enforcement agents actually respond. The standard time is between 5 and 10 minutes, okay? Now, in the cases we've been seeing all over in Maiduguri and its environment, you see where the insurgents will come and have a field day of 4 hours, 5 hours without response and all that. It leaves one to ask so many questions about what is actually going on.
I'd like to give the president a break in this because he's received a lot of knocks when it comes to the government's response to the Boko Haram insurgency. But do you think the president's hands are tied? Because normally one wouldn't think that the president wouldn't want to do something about it.
I have said it before now elsewhere, and I'm saying it again, that unfortunately, the person who can actually deal decisively with Boko Haram and some other problems we have in this country is somebody who does not have political agenda for tomorrow. It is somebody who is not thinking of his or her political future. It's somebody who actually wants to leave a legacy. It's somebody who wants to step on toe. It's somebody who wants to solve a problem without caring whose us is God. That's what we are talking about. It's not somebody who still depends on some people's patronage for tomorrow or 2015. I stand to be corrected, but that is exactly the kind of person who can deal decisively with all the ills. Talk about corruption, talk about insurgency and all these concomitant, woes. You see the people of Maiduguri burying their deaths almost on a daily basis. In a country where we have a president who is the commander-in-chief, it's unfortunate that these things are happening. But I just still maintain my stand that somebody who will deal decisively with it is not as if we don't have the capability, because we have a president who is also commander-in-chief. It's just mustering the capabilities and the power bestowed on you as the commander-in-chief to work, to act. That's what we are looking for now.
Now, quite a number of people, since the Boko Haram insurgency escalated again, have been talking about the fact that we have former presidents in this country, quite a number of them, who are also former military presidents. And we are having this kind of situation, security situation in the country, and they don't seem to be talking about it. What is wrong here?
It depends on where the political interest of the individual lies. So, and that's the same thing I'm saying, because this thing that is happening, that is causing a lot of mayhem and woes in other people's lives and in some communities, some people are deriving some ulterior benefits from these things, and that's how things are. And that is the problem we have. And that is why I keep saying that the person who can muster the confidence to deal with this will not care what is going to benefit from anybody. He's not even, we not even care about his life. He wants to leave a legacy. So we are yet to have such a person. And until we have such a person who say, look, if I die, I die. If I perish, I perish. Well, I don't think we are going to see the end of this.
I mean, we just saw a report today. Ministers, there was a cabinet reshuffle, and ministers were moved around. And Obaniko was made Minister of State for Defense. Do you think that reflects the situation? I don't mean to stand him out, you know, but do you think that arrangement reflects the needs that we have in terms of defense in this country? Do you know about the pedigree of this person we're talking about? Does it reflect the need right now?
I don't think he has the magic wand to do anything differently from what is happening right now. I don't think he has it, because what I'm talking about is not what an individual, one person can do. It's an aggregation of interests that is at stake here. It's not only one minister that can do it. Minister upon minister and even chief of staff and all chief of defense staff have come out to tell us that in a matter of weeks we'll stamp out terrorism. But terrorism is not like that. You don't just, you know, each time they make such statement, Boko Haram will come out and leave their signatures. And then you begin to see, just to tell the government that, look, we are still very much here. So all those talk does not affect us. So what we are talking about is not what one person can do. We need, the military is capable. We need somebody who can actually support the military by his body language. Not what he says on newspapers, not what people hear him say, but we are talking about everything about him, all the weight in the cabinet to put to bear on stamping out terrorism. It is only then we can have an end to this world.
Let's assume that the president is helpless for some reason in this case. How can Nigerians help him to come to that place where he stamps his foot, where we can encourage him in some way? Because one wants to believe that there is no president who wants to have this when he's ruling. How can the people help the government?
Thank you very much. We are helping. For instance, our contributions, especially such as this, is a way of helping the president to assume his power and actually exert his authority. Now, individuals have been named. Some people have been mentioned as having been aiding and abetting terrorism. I do not know what has happened to such people. Some of them are still in the National Assembly, and he also said the other time that some Boko Haram sympathizers in his cabinet. I'm yet to see what happen to such people. And I always say that until there is a culture of deterrence, we may not be able to move forward. If you see, look, I don't think America can condone anybody either serving or ex-minister or somebody having anything to do with America, who is paid with America's taxpayers' money, aiding and abetting maybe Al-Qaeda agents or any of the enemies of America, still remain on American soil, still eating American money. I don't see such a thing can happen. But here, the wind of a justice ground so slowly here to the extent as that is as if we are condoning all these things.
All right,
these individuals that even the government knows are still very much around. What has happened to them?
Thank you very much. Femi Adegbulu, a lecturer at Redeemers University. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.